Oh yeah, and we should probably mention Gimbal is Gusta.
Sorry that the footage is going to be a little bit shaky until we get a new one.
Stick with us.
Soundbite day! So unfortunately one of the worst condition pieces on the boat, because she's been sat out in the sun, is this like little bump stop at the back here, and it's just, I've just started tearing it apart now trying to get it off, but it looked old and crappy and horrible, so we're just going to tear it off. And I saw another boat without it, and yeah, it's not so bad. Trying to not feed the fishies. See, little fishies. Okay, so I found out it's actually bolted through the boat with like 8 different bolts. I'm going in. I don't know if it'll fit.
Oh, you'll fit in there. Slither in.
Oh. I
There you
could
go.
get some stowaways back here.
Yeah.
Dropping in.
You're man in a boat.
I'll show you what we're working with down in here. Hey, see these stainless steel nuts? So there's like 6 or 8 along there, so we're gonna have to cover these holes so we don't get water in here. I noticed we already got a little puddle. I have to soak that up. So that is all of the bolts off. So this whole piece should just like, whoop. Ready for this, Cheryl? Did I tell you how much it costs for a new one? 1,000 euros. Let's get 2, but it'll be extra fancy then.
Yeah, it's...
Stood. You know, it's just like, you know, just the most joyous feeling you've ever
Hashtag, what does boat life really cost? So it's time we sat you down and had the money talk.
Okay, Dad. Yeah, we're just crunching some numbers because there's still a couple of things that we need to buy, like the dinghy, which is quite a big expense, the anchor, and we're sort of, you know, midway point of getting all the solar sorted. So we thought we'd sit down and look at what money we have left and what are the big spends, the fixed spends, and then what cost we can sort of budget for the rest of the holiday. We've got 15 weeks left, so just figuring all that out. And what's the verdict?
Yeah, so if all goes to plan and nothing massive breaks, hopefully we're going to keep like an $8,000 buffer. So we'll get back to Canada and go back to work and have a bit of breathing space there. But, you know, the big things we have to get done, we have to have solar and it has to be working right, you know. We need to be able to be autonomous. We're not paying for marinas and paying for power, so that's the other kind of catch. And, you know, just a few things you have to have, like boat insurance. We've still got to organise that, flights back home and storage of the boat this winter. So yeah, we crunched the numbers, worked out a little budget, so we're giving ourselves $500 a week to spend for food and hopefully everything, but we'll see how well that goes. Hopefully living on the hook, we won't be too close to anything to spend money on.
We want to be out sailing because we're starting to get cabin fever and marina life is somewhat of a tease. Oh yeah, and we should probably mention Gimbal is Gusta, so that's another expense.
So,
a new camera.
Sorry that the footage is going to be a little bit shaky until we get a new one.
Stick with us.
Well, here seems to be the problem. It shouldn't be full of salt.
Wow, that is crazy full of salt. It's crazy, I only had it in for like a couple of seconds.
Well, while we were out biking the other day, we dipped the gimbal and the session, which is meant to be waterproof in the ocean, to get a kind of cool underwater shot.
Oh fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
And then we pull out the gimbal and it's like clearly full of water. And it wasn't happy. Which is unfortunate because we've primarily been shooting off a session on a gimbal. So that might be it. It might be graveyard for our gimbal. Might need an upgrade. The salt gets it. So this is a project that's been bothering us for ages. The teak, it's just all really weathered and horrible, so we gave it a super scrub yesterday and now we're starting on the oil. Oh yeah, here's one I prepared earlier. We're just gonna pump oil into it. Get it nice and oily. So I'm just making some culinary delights in the kitchen. Toasted ham, cheese and tomato sandwiches. Cheryl's out there working away.
Teaking the deck, decking the teak.
Oiling the teak deck.
Feeling the moment.
Alright, so we just finished the first half of putting on some of the teak oil on the teak so that we can try and make it a little bit more vibrant than it was before. Albeit it's wet just now, so there's obviously going to be a difference. You can kind of see the colour really coming through now. Take a look.
Righto team, so I just finished putting the entire bottle of teak oil into the cockpit and check out how it finished up. So you can see it's still a bit wet, so by the time it dries, and I'll probably come and wipe the excess off in a bit. Went from this white old wood to this really lovely kind of orange coloured teak again, so I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Well, we have a splendid Thursday morning, suited and booted and ready to go for another trail ride today. But first we're going to get some coffee. We ready to go?
Let's send her.
Look at us, multitasking. Hello. What are you saying? We've had our double espressos and we're good to go.
So we've just pounded the pavement the whole way here, beautiful Vodice, and we left it perfectly in time for the heat of the day just to really feel the vibes. And this is where we're going, up in thy mountains. How's this for a riding location though? Boom. Adriatic. Very nice.
Just waiting for Jobba to drop in this gnarly trail section. Here he comes. Hot country observation number 1. Eat the chocolatey trail snacks first.
With the extra bag.
Yeah.
So we went for a little bush bash on the way out there, trying to get back farther south to Vodice because we need to go to the shops.
Shops for what?
Spare tube,
Spare tube?
new anchor.
New GoPro.
We're going to see if we can find a new GoPro since our
I mean,
gimbal's.
excited to get a new GoPro, but not excited to spend more money on camera gear that we might break again.
We'll break it again. We'll keep you updated. Sika teak oil. Find it at your local distributor.
Been here waiting for Jobbo to drop in this gnarly trail section. That's terrible. Dripping like a knackered fridge.